What up? Today we are going to do a Rogue Company tier list. This tier list was developed by myself and a YouTube streamer known as Skatz. We were both gold rank in Rogue Company, so take that for what it is. And let's just get into it. So at the time of this video, there are 18 rogues, and Seeker is the most recent rogue that was released. So I figured the best format for this video is going to go from the bottom to the top. So I'm just going to show who we placed where one at a time, starting at the bottom, and a brief description of why we placed them there. So Trent coming out at the bottom, mainly the main reason he was there was just his usability. Like, he can throw down barbed wire, which is cool and all, but it's not, there's so many other rogues in the tier list that are just better when it comes to blocking and access, and we're gonna get to those. I'm not gonna spend too much time on every single rogue because there's a lot and I don't want to waste you guys' time. So Trench is at the bottom mainly because there's so many other rogues that are better suited for what he is meant to do. Second, we have Glitch. His UAV is nice. His UAV is in like his EMP, you can tell who's around you and stuff. But similar to Trench, I mean, if you're trying to get someone that has, you know, an ability to identify the location of enemy players, there's two others in this tier list that are up higher that we will talk to. C, we're going to the C tier now, and we have three, starting off with Sigrid. And by the way, these are in no particular order. Sigrid does have an ability to have some clutch moments, but she's not very team utility. What I mean by that is that she's very independent. She can push very well with one other person with like a shield diversion type thing, but we didn't find that she was just good enough to put above a C. Right there next to Sigrid, we have the Sniper Phantom. If you can hit headshots, she's great. But also, if you can hit headshots, you should definitely not be using her. You should be using the Fixer, because his ability is just so much better, being able to see through the smoke, whereas the Phantom, you are relying on enemies to come into the smoke that you've already placed. The other and the final and last C tier person we assigned was Anvil. Similar to Trench, he has the, you know, the shield he can put down to block areas, and it's just his shotgun's bad. He's just there's no reason to make him any higher. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the B, and here's where things start getting a little bit interesting. So we went ahead and put the new rogue Seeker in the B tier. He may have been higher, but they did nerf him recently after release. They changed his cooldown to be longer when he gets his arrow back. But his ARs are good. His ability to shoot an arrow is also good because it really lets you know what side the enemy is on. If you're on the A side and you shoot that arrow down, most likely you're going to ping someone. If you don't, most likely they're on the other side of the map. But besides that, all he really has is his ARs. Second to Seeker, we have Talon. Very similar. He has his ability to throw his pinger, I want to call it. I forgot the name of it at the moment, but it acts as a UAV essentially and pings all the enemies in the map. Very useful, great SMG, but just not as good as we'd like him to be. But both of these players are good in the sense that they do provide a way of locating the enemy. Right next to them, we have Dima. Dima's a great player. I mean, he has the ability to shoot his grenade launcher to force people out of corners. But besides that, you know, he's not very team oriented. He's just a run and gun, throw grenades, shoot grenades. Nothing wrong with that. And starting at the A tier list is where we're moving now, and I think everyone up from here are very, very good choices if you're new to the game. If you're new to the game and you're trying to pick a rogue to buy or get, I think anyone from here on up is great. Starting with Ronin, who I think is very popular amongst newer players. Her dart, that was Talon's thing that I was forgetting, but Ronin's ability to throw down her dart, which acts as a claymore, is just amazing. You can use it as a dagger to hit people directly to knock them. You can place it on the side of a planted bomb, and typically people forget about it and kill themselves walking right into it, or you can protect your flank or a corner just by placing it there. Very, very good and useful ability. And next to her, we have Dahlia. Dahlia ability, if you don't know, she actually can link to anyone else and she gains their passive. And then in addition to that, whoever she is linked to, if they get knocked within 30 meters of her, she can res them. So we had a lot of discussions about Dahlia, if she should be A or less or more. She is very dependent on who you are teammates with. Like if you have a Lancer or a Kestrel, then Dahlia fits in the mix great. But if you have people with not good passives, or if you have a Saint on your team, then she's not a good choice. Coming in third in the A tier list, we have the Fixer. If you can hit those headshots, you're great. And if you can't hit those headshots, at least you can lay down smoke, have the ability to see through it, so you can, let your teammates know where enemies are, or you can shoot through the smoke, and just dominate, really. And following that, we have Vi, who may or may not be one of the best defensive players in the game. Her ability to lay down the poison is just great in itself, but then knowing that the poison reduces the max health that the enemy can have and raises your max health that you can have is just really good. So it's a great way to hold your flank, as well as, if it is effective, it just boosts your health and reduces theirs and just makes the trade super easy. So now we're going to go ahead and go to the strong tier list, and we're going to come in with Chalk. Great overall player. He can push with extra health, or he can get knocked, roll away, and then res himself, so his teammates can just hold their position and they don't have to fall back to res him. Not much else to say. He's just a great overall player. Then we have Scorch, who's an amazing offensive player. Those fire rounds are just OP. They are amazing. If you hit your shots with them, you can't be stopped. Her SMG is just a tank. Outside of those fire rounds, you're kind of gonna get in a little bit of trouble, but you're gonna win your trades with those fire rounds hands down if you're even a half decent shot. She's a great offensive player. Next to her, we put Lancer, who again is a great offensive player. She is a good defensive player as well, but she definitely has a very high skill cap. With her, she's so quiet that you want to flank really bad, but you have to acknowledge that when you're flanking, you're leaving your team one man down. So if you don't flank efficiently, then you're really putting your team at a disadvantage. But if you can pull that flank off good, then you're really helping out your team, because you're going to catch them by surprise and get them. Next to Lancer, we have Saint. Saint, AR, and you can res someone across the entire map. There are some, oh no, they can shoot the drone out from the sky, or it makes a lot of noise so they know exactly where it is. But overall, just the ability to res a teammate across the entire map is just a really good thing to have on your team. You gotta have a medic, and as of right now, there's only 2 medics in the game with Saint and Dahlia. So having a medic on your team that can go across the map is just really good. And for a similar fashion of going across the map with a ping is why Dallas got put in S tier as well. Again, great gun, but now you have the ability to go on A or B side, pop your special, and it's going to ping the closest enemy to you. So not only just to you, but it tells the entire, your entire team where that person is. So it's a great way of just identifying there's a person there right off the rip. If you're attacking, if you see a person, most likely there's going to be him and at least one other. If you're defending and you see a person, most likely the team is pushing that side. But then again, this is a gold rank player talking, so I imagine in the higher ranks people get split more, and you can really get thrown off by trusting the Dallas queue as much. But last but not least, we have Kestrel. She is the only S+ tier rogue we picked, and the reason for that is that she's broken. The ability to stack $1,000 on every single kill means you can buy everything very quickly. You can very quickly rank up everything in your kit, and her SMG is absolutely broken. It shreds, and on top of all that, seems similar to like Dima. If someone's hiding behind a corner, you can just throw her drones out and they explode on contact of the ground, If someone's hiding behind a corner, you can push them out. You can use that to advance forward. If you get a knock, you're getting extra cash. If you force them out of the wherever they're hiding, you have an amazing gun that you can drill them down from practically any range. That thing melts. And with that being said, that's the tier list. I'm sure there's going to be a couple rogues that you may disagree with. Feel free to let us know why you disagree with us in the comments, and we can readdress this tier list as more rogues come into play, and see if things change as we continue to progress outside of the gold rank. But that is our video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.